All right. We are here for another exciting show of the About That Water podcast. So hold tight. Give it 2 minutes to let people stroll on in here. Well, hello, everybody. So we have had a wonderful week hearing about all the cool things that are happening in the news, having a wonderful evening along with the gas prices are going up and up, even though it seems like we've just ended a 99-cent down, like a 99-day downturn. But one of the things I wanted to dive into today is just trying to understand what it is when it comes to the 5 common money traps to avoid. And one of those things that come up all the time is that we all make money, but we also need to figure out a way how to keep money. And understanding what it is to keep it, we have to first understand it. And to know that there are so many companies out there, there's so many commercials, there are so many ways that people are advertising to get money out of your pockets. Now, one of the cool things about understanding what it is that people are doing, one is that the number one thing that I've seen so far is which is delaying your saving for retirement. Now, some of you be like, man, why do I need to save for retirement? Well, we have to look at it this way. When you decide to not contribute to your 401k with your employer, you actually deciding to give yourself a pay cut, because giving yourself a pay cut is something you don't want to do. It's almost like hustling backwards. So, sometimes you hear a lot of people say, well, you're leaving free money on the table, or there's a lot of free money for you not even getting your company's match for your 401k. And for those of you who don't know what a 401k is, it's a saving avenue for you as a W-2 employer to allow you to save for money, to save for your retirement. And usually the 401k plan actually has a lot of options out there. So you need to make sure you do your research and see what is happening inside that 401k. You need to know how many fees are coming out, what options that you have to invest in, far as like, blue chips or commodities, oil, and so forth. And you might be surprised that some of those companies might not geared towards what you feel as though you want to invest in. So, like some people are highly against weed, so they won't invest in weed. So they'll actually change up their retirement accounts. Another thing is that after we already talk about the delayment in retirement, we have to remember that eventually we're going to get there. Eventually, you want to make sure that you have all the things that you need. And to avoid getting into that delayed savings for retirement, you want to start talking to your HR department. Start talking to the people around you, some of your employees, some of your coworkers. Even talk to your boss. They might actually help you out and see how they can actually help you build build more wealth in your retirement accounts, so that you're not a leaving money on the table, and b giving yourself a pay cut because you're not contributing uh, to at least the minimum of your company's match. Now, number two, some of the things that I've seen, which is taking the short view on investing. Right now, we all know that the market has been really killing our pockets. I think it was down another 175 points today. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But understanding that, hey, the market is the one thing that goes on sale that a lot of people do not purchase. So I want you to think about that. Think about how you actually look at the stock market, look at your funding. Yes, there was a huge recession. There was a deep dive back in 2008. That was one time. This one is going to be long and gradual, which I talked about. I'll say along like last year, I believe I talked about this. Um, but understanding that these these things go back to our habits. How are we actually going to contribute to our habits, looking long term instead of the short term? So I want you to take a moment to think about how your investments are going, so that you do not fall into the trap. Again, this is another trap that we talked about before earlier, which is the investment side of the house, saving for your retirement. The third one, which is skipping on the emergency fund. Everybody has an emergency fund. Emergencies happen, and that's the reason why it's called an emergency fund. We are here to learn more about how to save for our retirement, save for, um, I guess, if we have a baby or a child, if you guys are planning on having children, you got a birthday coming up. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner. Some of the things that we skip out on is having that savings. We know that the holidays are coming. We know the birthdays are coming. It's always there. And one of the cool things about it is that it's always going to be there. So I want you to think about how can you actually plan out your emergency funds. What are the things that you're doing that could actually help you plan for that? And one of the things is to create a separate savings account. When you create a separate savings account, it allows you to dump that in there. Let's automate that process. Let's make it as clean and predictable, so that it does not impede into your savings or impede into your day-to-day spending or in your spending plans. People don't like to say budget, but they all the same. It just depends on how you want to spend it. And let's see. Number 4. Let's go back to real estate again. Avoiding the market. Obviously, again, we talked about the validity in it. It's high and lows. We need to learn how to get around that. So let's build a habit into doing what they call dollar cost average, or they call it the DCA. And inside of DCA, you're actually learning how to keep the same day, keep that same energy, and put the same amount in there over and over again, regardless of the price. So that's what the dollar cost average is all about. Now, the number 5 thing that a lot of people get into when it comes to some of the traps is called the debt money trap. This one is really big, and I deal with a lot of my clients have fell into this trap, where you feel as though you are learning so much, But for some reason, it just seemed like it's never enough. So you wind up getting a loan. And in that loan, you consolidate all of your bills because, that's what you heard on the internet. Or that's what you heard from some random guy on YouTube. I wouldn't say that though. It really depends. And one of those things about having a strong financial habit, and this is the reason why I started this show, was because I was one of those people. I actually had 5 credit cards and they were pretty much near maxed out. And I took out a $14,000 loan just to cover them all. But I was in my prior relationship and I allowed my ex to go head on and utilize those credit cards and wound up using them up. And then I fell victim of the debt money trap where I was paying the loan, but also paying the credit cards at the same time. Now, paying $14,000 and trying to pay off another $10,000 from the other credit cards is a lot, especially if you making about, I think at the time I was only making about 40,000. So it was pretty much half my income just on that, not including gas, not including buying coupons because I was a heavy couponer, not including getting into the different things that I wanted to get into, like, hanging out with my friends or, really just want to go to the movies or buy a book for myself or buy a video game just so I can keep myself occupied. All of those things were not available for me because I was in debt and I fell victim to the debt trap. Now, I did ask this question out and about, and I would just kind of get some feedback to see who actually responded. And a couple of you responded was talking about real estate as being one of those money traps to avoid or that you fell victim to. And though people always talk about the glorification side of the real estate side, you have to think about, well, is it something that you can live with? Is it something that you can find peace in knowing that all of your money is inside real estate? Now, they always tell you, well, make sure you don't use 100% of your money or your savings to buy this house. And most people do it anyway because they really feel like they need to get inside this house. And it just don't happen that way. Um, and sometimes it will work out eventually, but uh, depending on your financial situation, if you have those strong financial habits. Um, so, I have real estate here. What else we got on here? Somebody said kids. Having your kids 100% locked down for years. Can't just sell and you just can't sell them and get a new one. Now that is funny. So yeah, kids. Do you think kids? Somebody type in or if you even think your kids are a money trap that you had so far in your life. I think that's something to think about. Um Somebody put in here time and money, lockdown and time equals money. Now that is one thing to think about, the time trap or the fear of missing out trap. Because you're trying to follow these Joneses and you think like, oh man, I spent all my time sitting over here trying to do this and do that. And I noticed that my life isn't doing well. And I'm comparing myself to other people. I'm not as far along as I wanted to be. And sometimes I think this can all be bundled up to say and call it the debt trauma or money trauma, if you want to call it. There is one of the guys that I met at FinCon is actually talking about money trauma right now, which I thought was pretty cool that he's doing it at the same time I'm doing my show. But that would be pretty awesome to kind of see how his show fares out. Because I will definitely be tuning in. Like after, I might watch it tomorrow because obviously my show is on right now. Hold on, the live chat isn't working. Let's see. Hmm. If somebody can post in the chat to let me know if you can see. Let's see. All right. 'Cause I don't want to keep the dead air because I want to make sure that the people are here. Uh, hold tight for those of you who are listening. Hold tight for a moment while I get this technical difficulties, and I don't have technical difficulty music, but let's try this. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't sing, but I think I can do a little something. Let's see what I got on here. Let's see what. Wait for this beat drop. You go like, okay. Oh yeah. I can't like quickly turn off the lights, but we're gonna make this happen. All right, we got 5 money traps. I don't know. I'm done with this. That's all I got. Um, no. But anyway. Um, Carla, you great. Yeah, I'm a horrible singer. I'm terrible at rapping, but yeah, we're not gonna make it happen. Anyway, so one of the cool things about these other money traps. So, what other money traps have you guys been falling victim to? I want to take the answers from you all because I think this is something worth talking about. And what I would like to do is actually kind of help you guys out live while we're here and just kind of talk about them and really just do a deep dive into it all to see what can we do to improve our situations. I mean, things happen, and we want to make sure that we can uh, we can get this going. So, oh my gosh, call it yes. Maybe I can percolate, but not right now. I'm not. You know what? I might have to have a dance session. I might have to actually hold the camera up and percolate. But it's been years since I've done it though, so you have to bear with me on that one. Um, still some background music. All right. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, YouTube's been really quick to kind of like cut me off on all this stuff. So I have to see about some things. I need to get some more stuff on here. Um, but yeah. So tell me your money traumas and money traps that y'all have been into. One of the money traps that we talked well that I would like to do a deeper dive into. These are the reason why I really don't like lives because I can't edit these things. I like to pause it and then say stuff and then pause it later and then edit it. But since we're here live, um, one of the cool things about well, not the cool things, but one of the things I want you all to think about is um, not just focus on the money, but how do we actually keep the money and keep it for ourselves? How do we make sure that we are not spending too much money on the things that don't even matter to us? Like, why are we buying brand new cars when a used car could do the same job? Um, why buy an SUV when 80, I would say maybe even 90% of the time it's just you in a car? Um, these are some of the questions. No judgment here. Obviously, no judgment zone. I am nobody to be judging. These things are crazy. So, see, we got a question here from Carla, which is, Planning is everything when it comes to finances, especially when you're new at it. It's a daily thing. I totally agree that when it comes to understanding your finances, let's plan about it and let's focus on how we can actually improve our situation. And a lot of the things that are coming up, like I mentioned earlier, we had Christmas coming up, you had Thanksgiving coming up. We all know how much it costs to make Thanksgiving dinner. So why not start buying some of the sides already that most people don't do canned stuff? Um, but I don't know. Start planning on like some of the not the toilet fixings, the table fixings that we could actually utilize. Like get some of the stuff from the thrift store. I love the thrift store for some quick knickknacks that you want to have around on tables. Some of the cool, exciting, fixtures. If you want to start changing things out, the pumpkin spice. These are the things we want to start talking about. Um, so Carla also mentioned talking about credit card debt was a huge one for me years ago. Right now, use use this more than new. Okay. Yeah, so that is true. When it comes to vehicles, used vehicles are about the same price, if not more, than a new vehicle. Um, because one of the things about credit cards and the uh, and the debt over the years is that I try to treat credit cards just like a stove. Credit cards will either burn you or they can help you make a good meal and actually eat well. So with the stove, if you're not familiar, if you're not comfortable with it, you will burn it if it's not used properly. And it could also make you great food if you use it properly. So say if for any reason you get kicked out your house, or say that your house burned down and you have no place to go, because you have credit cards and you have all the stays and everything like that, you can actually stay at a hotel for like a week or two because of your points. So credit cards can save you in so many different ways that a lot of people overlook. It actually could be your saving grace for an emergency, and you don't have to come out of pocket for it. So I know we talked about a lot of people avoid your emergency fund, but you need to think about it in the sense of how can you utilize the resources that you already have to either maintain your situation or improve it. And these are the different money traps that we talked about. Oh, I do have something that came up I thought was interesting. So let's do this segment here. All right. So in a wallet news break, we have to think about, no, we don't have to think about. For those of you who have a Nissan Frontier, please make sure you do a full recall on that bad boy because I don't know why they didn't fix this out of all these years. If that vehicle is in park, the car will go out of park and start drifting. So please make sure you go you go do your recalls on that vehicle. That thing is it's dangerous. So please do that. Just want to throw that out there. Oh, and also there were two people who won the Mega Million jackpot. That was 1.3 billion, and they both doing it split right down the middle. They decided to do the cash out option, which is $783 million. All right, and that's your wallet news for today. So it looks like it's almost time. It's a little early. Are y'all ready for drinks? Because I think I'm ready for drinks. I'm gonna try something different. Just type drinks in the chat, and we can get this going. Because I think we talked about money traps. We can even talk about like some of these other things, like some of these things we could talk about, which is alcoholic beverages. Is that a money trap? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Because I ain't gonna admit it, but I do like it. All right. Either way, we got about 5 minutes, and I can drink, and then somebody else come on. I know more people coming on anyway because they usually come on around a drink time. All right, let's go. Alrighty, everybody. So what I'm drinking today, still using Amsterdam because it's what I got. What? You know what? See this copper mug in the back? We're gonna make meals today. So just a little bit of vodka. And I'm doing the hibiscus ginger beer today. We're just going to use the whole can because it's pretty cool. Like cool to the touch. And I ain't bring no ice. Y'all know what it is. So what are y'all drinking out there? You know what time it is, Jamal. Drink time. By the way, happy birthday, Jamal. We're going to drink with you live. I know your birthday was like last week. By the way, it's still your birthday month, so let's keep drinking. This joint is look. Y'all ain't be talking about my Amsterdam, okay? It's delicious. So anyway, I'm disappointed. Hey, look, you ain't gotta drink it. So get you right here. All that extra stuff up in here. But anyway, Jumanji juice. Jumanji juice. Yo, that Jumanji juice. Oh my god. Jamal, you gotta, I mean, I really wish you would have sent me those photos of that guy that passed out with the Jumanji juice. Dude, he was out like a light, like a light, like a light, like a light, like a light. Yo, that dude was so out from that Jumanji juice. I don't know what it was. It like his first time having it? I think it was. Indeed, 3 birthday was yesterday, and yours was last. Man, everybody's birthdays. All the Virgos in the house. Okay, let's go. I got my emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, that man was done. Like, for the fact that you can open up the door, take a photo of him, and then make sure he, yeah, that man was done.
Bruh.
So what we're gonna do is, yeah, I think that was hilarious. So we gotta do another round of drinks. So who else out here drinking with me? What else y'all drinking? Leave a comment. I don't care if y'all on Facebook or not. Y'all can leave a comment. I can still see them. So somebody said that they drinking the Appalachian Sipping Cream Electric Orange. Ooh. What the heck is sipping cream? I never heard of sipping cream. So you guys gotta let me know what's out there. I never heard of that. Is that like stuff that like stick to the back of your throat while you still sipping on it? Like, I don't know. It sounds pretty suspect. Kool-Aid. Tony, you actually drinking the kids' food? Drinking all the kids the kids Kool-Aid. What flavor? What flavor Kool-Aid is it? I'm drinking. Carla, you got a whole bar with all the glasses and all the fancy stuff, and you drinking water? Like what's happening there? What's happening there? So Tony, what Kool-Aid is it? Is it that red flavor, that strawberry? Was it cherry? Was it grape? All right. So those of you here, remember that don't drink and drive. So that you don't want to get pulled over. All right, let's see. I think it's time for Poddex. All right, so let me see if I can pull up my Poddex, take some of y'all questions, and we're gonna get up in there. Let's see, Poddex. Let me get that ready. After this music. Bam! All right. Poddex. Oh no, we can't go one more time. Let's go.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to poddex.com and type in coupon code. What's the code? Yes, that's the code. Check out poddex.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
Ooh, okay. So for those of you who are listening, the special code for Poddex is Wallet, WALLET. So make sure you go ahead on and go to poddex.com and use the code Wallet. So the question today is, are you doing this or that? A day planner or digital planner? And why? I guess that's, whatever. Okay. I think I like this one. Let's do another one. Forgive or hold a grudge? And why? I think that's a better question. Should we forgive people or should we hold a grudge forever? Or that. Forgive. Hold a grudge. Actually typing this into the chat room because answer that. I think it'll be interesting. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Had a muscle relaxer. All right, Carlwell, I wish you all the best. I need to get another. Where's the rest of my music? I had some other stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I need to find the rest of my music. What is this? Okay. So this I'm going to use this for the Poddex music. Actually, what is this? Oh, yeah, no, I agree with this one. So what is the question? The question is this or that. Forgive or hold a grudge? Now, for me, I am a hold a grudge person. And then I'll kind of forgive as I go along. Because, life happens. But then I wind up forgiving them and then I forget all about it sometimes. But, life happens. So. And that's kind of what it is. I'm actually willing to take y'all phone calls if y'all want to call me. If y'all want to go ahead on and make that happen. So please give me a call at 833-699-2558. Have this discussion talking about this or that and why. So what you're talking about, forgive or hold a grudge? Let's see. Carla said, I forgive myself for accepting dumb SHT and let people waddle in their BS. That's interesting. That's good that you actually forgive yourself first and then let everybody else deal with their own mess. So it's like on the airplane. Let them, you gotta put your mask on first before you can out them on yourself. Man, this hibiscus is like all in the throat. Why am I the only one drinking today? Well, Jamal, you drink it with me. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. So, yeah, this is this might be that new drink, that hibiscus. But I might have to get another vodka because Carly, you might be onto something. Vodka almost tastes like Alka-Seltzer, like a watered down Alka-Seltzer. I'm not sure if that sounds appealing. You can go get yours. See, if I learn how to rap, this will be a beat that I would like to rap over to. But I'm not a rapper, so stop rapping at me. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not a long talker. I just kind of enjoy the vibes, feed off everybody else, having a good time. Y'all having a good time out there? Because I would say we all know that money is boring. The simple things in life: spend less than you make, and set up boundaries so you're not just giving it away, and then have fun. That is like the top 3 things that you need to know about money. Everything else is all about feelings. And one of the other rules, what Jay-Z talked about a lot, which is, make sure that if you can buy it twice, then you can afford it. Which still goes back to you spend less than what you make. So that's the way how life goes. It is what it is. Let's see. Ooh. Okay.
16.15.
All right, I found a cool video that I think you guys might like.
16.15.
Pause this thing. Hold on. I want to share this with you all. Not sure if you guys can see this. Share screen. Window. All right, so yes, you can see the stats on this video. And the cool thing, look at all these tags. I don't even use all these tags. But anyway, let's listen to this. I thought it was actually interesting.
$5 trillion. That is how $16.15 trillion. That is how much debt American households owed by the second quarter of 2022. A staggering 41.79% increase from $11.39 trillion just 10 years prior.
The consumers that have a whole lot of debt really are struggling to survive. They're struggling to meet rent or mortgage payments, repay college loans, to repay loans for a car. They're struggling because they've got enormous credit card debt.
60% of American adults surveyed cited their level of debt as
Oh no, too much credit card debt. We just talked about that.
their main reason for financial anxiety.
Debt is rising every single day, and it is something that I can say is debilitating. For me, even with a master's degree and having experience out in the field for over 10 years, I've had to have at least 3 jobs in order to not live paycheck to paycheck.
But with inflation at its
See, the question that they're not asking, which is that I like to ask, is how did you get started? What were the implications that got you to where you are today? Not as a dig into the situation, but to fully understand why she has to work 3 jobs just to maintain everything. You know, see, these are the questions that I want you guys to start asking when you hear some of these things.
Its 40-year high, debt in America will likely grow. 43% of Americans are expected to add even more debt within the next 6 months.
Debt is financing asset purchases, such as a home, such as a car. And when the price of these goods goes up, then it gets reflected in the loans that get taken out.
And it's that juggling effect, right? Do I pay off this debt, or do I go get groceries or go get gas, the things that I need to actually...
That is a good question. This or that question. Let's ask that question. Do you pay off debt, or do you buy food and groceries for your house? What would you do? Because I've been in that situation. And one of the things that I did was I bought myself something to eat. And I just told the company, it was like, hey, I ain't got it. I need to put food on the table. Can y'all work with me? Like, there are real people on the opposite ends of the phone calls of these companies. So don't be afraid to ask for support and assistance. All right, let's get back to this.
Live.
So why are so many Americans in debt today? And what impact does it have on the US economy? The COVID pandemic gave many Americans a chance to improve their finances. The total personal savings rate since the pandemic averaged 12.6%, compared to just 7.25% between the Great Recession and February 2020. Americans also paid off a record $83 billion in credit card debt.
I was one of them.
In 2020.
I hope you guys were one of them as well.
To help people weather this historic crisis, all sorts of supports were extended. They offered forbearance on mortgages, on student loans, other types of debt.
When one set of my student loan payments were paused, I was able to breathe. So even with that $300 that was paused specifically in loan payments, that was enough to be able to allow for me to pay off my old car. That was enough for me to be able to save a substantial amount of money in order to put a deposit down for this beautiful place that I cohabitate every single day.
So this shows that she had $300 extra and what she can do with $300 extra a month. So she became more than likely understandable of her time, her money, and where things are going at. So I want you to think about it. What could you do with $300 a month extra?
All this support led to actually a very historically good period in the terms of the serious delinquency rate on student loans, on mortgage debt, on auto debt, across all these different debt types.
But concerns over household debt are rising again.
Government did a whole lot of things to help households and help households in debt during COVID. Now, unfortunately, those are all gone. Interest rates are starting to rise again. Federal Reserve has already increased interest rates a good deal. They've said they're going to increase interest rates more.
I will tell you how much debt I do owe. Student debt from getting my bachelor's as well as my master's degree. And then I also...
Hold on, she only got $52,000. Y'all see that? Double that. No, that's not even a third of what I had. I had like 180. I'm down to 90. I think I'm like 98,000. I'm almost there, you guys. I got about trying to get myself 2 more years. Wifey, not even 2 more years. A year and a half. No, yeah, 2 years. So 2 years from this time, I hope to be almost 98% done on my student loans. So I want to keep this show going for the next 2 years at minimum, so you guys can see my progress. And I do have my master's degree, bachelor's degree, plus several certifications. And I'm debating on going back for my doctorates, which I try to go back for. Still working on that. It takes time for all this paperwork. So, all right, let's get back to it.
As well as my master's degree. And then I also have debt that I just started accruing in 22, purchasing a car that was unexpected.
She knew her car was raggedy when she just paid it off, and now talking about she got to buy a new car. And this is Subaru. I'm not sure. Is it Subaru? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's see how much she paid for this vehicle.
2, purchasing a car that was unexpected. I have debt there, about $10,000 worth of that. And then obviously my mortgage, I owe a little under 200K.
Now, your car and your mortgage are two different things. So, depending on the interest rate, she didn't say the interest rate for the vehicle, and she's not sharing the interest rate for her mortgage. So, those are two factors that you need to start thinking about when you think holistically about your finances.
On my condo.
Most of the debt held by Americans is related to housing, accounting for 72.5% of the total balance.
But housing can be leveraged, which they're not talking about here. People. All right, let's keep going.
Nearly half of all Americans today say that the availability of affordable housing is a significant problem.
We've seen phenomenal house price growth during the pandemic, and some of that's driven by just supply side constraints, not enough homes to go around.
We also went through a
There are enough homes to go around. They're just trying to create this scarcity mindset.
decade where you had to have a 700 plus credit score to qualify for a mortgage. That means that people whose credit scores
You just need a 650 credit score.
were not in that strong position were competing for lending dollars that were not easily available and for homes that were not easily available either. So prices just climbed and climbed.
Meanwhile, student and auto loans comprise most of the non-housing debt, accounting for 35.7% and 33.7% of the total balance.
So y'all can grasp it. So yellow is student loans. The sky blue is auto loans that they covered in here.
College tuition for public four-year institutions rose by 179.2% between 2000 and 2020, with an average increase of 9% each year.
With college education going up and up and up and up and up, it's the difference between spending a few $1,000s, right, for your tuition and borrowing a few.
Loans are only paying interest. So they're not actually chipping away at that principal, and it means that the amount just builds up and builds up over time. That drives a lot of increases.
For new vehicles, the monthly payment for auto loans climbed past $700 for the first time in August 2022.
Median car loan.
See, they're not distinguishing the price of electric vehicles and so forth. So I'm going to just skip on through because they just look like they're just throwing numbers out there.
Mortgage and your car payments and your college loans, those become almost impossible to finance, and it's almost impossible for you to keep your head above water.
Despite its record-breaking amount, there's no reason yet to panic about the state of household debt in America.
We shouldn't be panicked about the level of household debt right now. We should keep an eye on it. We should be concerned about it. And I think it's particularly important for policy leaders and leaders in the financial world to pay attention to who and where we start seeing greater challenges.
Based on what I'm seeing at the Federal Reserve System's reporting, and more broadly than that, is that there are no major warning signs of disruptions like we saw during the housing crash, right?
Again, there's no warnings and blah, blah, blah. Let's see what they finally got in these hot takes.
Or building their wealth and being able to invest.
All right, so everything that I talked about, which was about the money traps and talking about why Americans are drowning in debt, is really is going back to understanding the holistic approach of your finances. So it's just that simple, everybody. So I want to leave you all with this. I know this is sooner than later, but I don't want to hold you guys with just rambling on. And I just want to thank you all for being here today because, you know, you could be doing other things, but you spend the time with me and I greatly appreciate it. So because you guys are here with me, I always want to make sure that I answer your questions and that I support everything that you guys are doing. So please be sure to continue to share. If you got anything out of this episode, continue to share, like, subscribe, as everybody else always say. But what I want to make sure is that for you all to stay tuned, because next week I do have a special guest, Dr. Hans is coming on, HANS, will be coming on to talk about crypto. So this is the first time I actually get to talk about crypto. So make sure that you guys have on that bell ring so you actually know that the notifications are coming through. And on top of that, I do have about I'll say at least 8 people already lined up for the show. So you guys do not want to miss all the content that's about to come down the pipes. I have a huge backlog, so I'm doing a lot of editing. So that's why I look tired. I'm trying to wake up. So, all right, everybody. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Peace.